Alrighty then, hopefully this will be the 11th and final part for Sweet 16, because it shouldn't take that long to wrap up. Alright, I was just getting to the end of Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure, the most triumphant and excellent version of that show in my thinking. Yep, and I was talking about Tom Cruise. There was a Mission Impossible movie that year, another one, and because of that they brought Tom Cruise in, and of course they had to make fun of his happy and completely heterosexual relationship with Katie Holmes. We say this because we don't want to be sued. Yes, completely. There's no suspicion about any other sort of alternative lifestyle going on there, no. Even though Suri was not created in any sort of way other than artificial insemination, and it might even have been L. Ron Hubbard's sperm for all we know. Anyway, or maybe it was a jackal, because it was implied in Bill and Ted that Suri, isn't that some song you get at a Burger Queen, or I mean a Dairy Queen? Suri, isn't that the? No, never mind. Anyway, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' baby, the nanny hangs herself from the window going, "It's all for you, Suri, it's all for you," a la The Omen, you know, while the music plays in the background, you know. Sanquis, bibimus, corpus, edimus. Yeah, I actually know the lyrics. You know, Satan. Anyway, okay, so they have that cute little Omen joke, and then eventually, of course, to defeat Lex Luthor, Bill and Ted get turned back into dudes, and then everybody sings and dances for no reason, including Justin Timberlake, Jessica Simpson, and James Hetfield from Metallica, who closes the show with a rocking version of Enter Sandman. It's not, you know, yeah, it was bitchin'. So it was an awesome show. Now, final note before the Bill and Ted show. On October 31st, apparently the dudes over at Time Warner, which I've always thought maybe should be, you know, you should take the first part of each word and turn it into wartime. But anyway, Time Warner got pissed because their intellectual property, Superman, which, you know, back in the 1930s they stole from two Jewish boys from Cleveland, Ohio, Siegel and Schuster. It wasn't Time Warner then, it was just National Periodical Publications, but you know, one of those contracts where, okay, you've now signed your creation over to us, now you work for us, and we get all the royalties and money. And years and years and years of litigation before they get the character rights back to themselves and their estate. Anyway, so again, I'm straying from the point because I'm a geek. Getting back to where I was, they got pissed off about Lex Luthor because you shouldn't be using Lex Luthor in the show, and of course the next year after that Disney would be pissed off by they used the Pirates and Davy Jones in this show. So they said, alright, what the fuck. So at the end of the show, in order to avoid further complaints and cease and desist or whatever from Time Warner, they turned Lex Luthor into Dr. Evil. It became, even though that's also, I believe, a Warner's license, at least the home video is, never mind. Anyway, he comes out as a doctor, and Dr. Evil, the perennial supervillain of Bill and Ted over and over and over again, came back out, and it really was Dr. Evil rather than Lex Luthor trying to pull this off. Strange. That was a strange... I didn't see the show on Halloween, of course. It only went on the 29th, but I hear about it, and I wish I had. Okay, another little bit of note I should point out. When I talked about the Final Cut show, on those balls was projected a new character as one of those secondary characters. you don't hear too much about, even less of a note than Chance or Eelmouth, the Projectionist. In fact, after the show, after the final event of Halloween of Sweet 16, when they on the website they finally updated that last archive shelf, and the tarp was taken away, and underneath it you found all the little bits and pieces of stuff that had been cut out and stolen from the other drawers. They were all put into this drawer, along with a video that you could click on, and then you could see stuff. I think it was using the same footage that was used in the director's cut show, including the Projectionist character, sort of a strange guy who was obsessed with the icons and was showing the films, and he had like the film had burned into his flesh, and we've never seen him again except at Sweet 16. Although if you go into the Archive Legacy section of the current website, you'll see a picture of him that's been up since last July. So I guess, you know, they remember him over in A&D. Maybe he'll come back someday, maybe in some form. We don't know. Okay, and I think that, oh yeah, one other thing before I to wrap up to is in 2006. I'm fairly certain, I'm not 100% sure, but it was in 2006 that Fangoria magazine started Fangoria Radio. And I believe this was the first year they appeared at Universal Studios during Halloween Horror Nights. And then for many years, every year, that would be a part of Halloween Horror Nights, that they would have a booth or a table set up where they would broadcast live on certain evenings Fangoria Radio, with Dee Snider of Twisted Sister hosting the program with various guests. This ran on until I think 2009, which was the last year that Fangoria still had the radio program, and then that was terminated, and there's no longer a Fangoria radio program at all. Alright, now let's talk about the stuff I got that year. I only got a little bit of stuff. I got, of course, the brochure for that, which I only had that one night. This is the one that I used when I went over house to house. And so it was in my pocket, and it got, you know, sweat and everything else, a little bit wrinkled. I got a more pristine copy on the way out. I put that in the shopping bag because, of course, I bought... well, let's look at the brochure. Inside we have, of course, an ad for t-shirts. There was a shirt with the icons on it. It said Sweet 16. And a second shirt that had the houses on the back, and it said Horror Comes Home. And then inside is a map, of course. Very typical map. And not much more than that. Fear Pass on the back. Okay, I only went the one night. I actually have the ticket. I've been saving. 2006 I started saving stuff a bit better than usual. This is the actual ticket, you know, very standard ticket I bought on site that first night. It's backwards, but you could see Halloween Horror Night 16, night of 09/29, 09/29/06. That's what it says right there. That's the actual ticket. And as I said before earlier, this was the first time I said, oh fuck this, I'm going to get an express pass. I got the one that was good after 10 p.m. and have only being able to do 3 houses, and it was past 10. I thought it's only going to be open until midnight on the opening evening. I better run. And so I got the express pass then and hit the 4 remaining houses very quickly, thanks to express pass. This is old school. They didn't have the beeping scanning, even though it has a UPC symbol here. They didn't do the scanning. They had the punch, and you can notice there's a heart, a diamond, a star, and a square that they punched for the 4 houses that I went to get to the remaining houses after I'd seen the first 3 houses that I saw, and quickly had to go to the remaining houses as fast as I could. Oh, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Lucky Charms, Hearts, Moons, Stars, Clovers. My first ever express pass. Then, of course, only merchandise I bought the entire 2006 was the Horror Comes Home shirt. Can we see this clearly? Yeah, Horror Comes Home. And on the back we have the actual houses. Cycle Skerrippy, Maximum Madness with Jack. Then Scream House with the Caretaker. All Night Dying, Take 2 with the director. Psychopath, Return of the Bates, shows the Bates Motel, which of course wasn't there. I mean the Bates Mansion. The motel they rebuilt, but they didn't have the mansion house anymore. Run Hostile Territory with a picture of Eddie. Yes, Eddie actually gets his picture on a shirt, I think for the first time, unless you count ICU shirts that weren't used. People Under the Stairs under construction with a picture of a gimp. I like to think that that's Charles Bremer under there, except he wasn't in. He was in the house there. This is Dr. Raymond Holmes under that leather mask. This is the storyteller right here. So there we go, and that's the Horror Night Sweet 16. Now, all bloody well done. Hallelujah. And I'm under 12 minutes. Alrighty then. So this wraps it up. Next time, sometime maybe tomorrow, I'll do 17. But before then, I'm thinking of doing a little bit of a speculation video about my ideas, prognostications, possible insight, maybe something I might have heard from somewhere about the upcoming event of Halloween Horror Nights 21. As I know that people have been desperate to hear what I have to say about it. Well, I've been saying a lot already if you're on the forums, but not in this media. So, till then, happy Halloween in July.